Please describe an episode during your work experience that has provided you with meaningful insight into the healthcare or caregiving environment. This could be from a job, a volunteering role, or personal experience. Were there any unexpected or surprising lessons you have learned?
So I was placed in the pharmacy work experience at Central London, and I saw how pharmacists dealt with patients. So you got different patients from very different backgrounds, and the way they spoke, the way they held themselves was different. And the pharmacists had to curate themselves, would curate their approach as to how to treat the patient. So there was one patient, he came in and he was really angry, and he was really displeased with how the hospital had treated him, and he wanted new medicine. So there was a primary road to the side, and the pharmacist took him to the side, and there was like a procedure, and then he told me what he did afterwards. And he said that he took him to the side, explained, asked for his concerns, gave him empathy and understood, and told him that he understood where he was coming from, and then he presented solutions on what he could do. So the reason was because the hospitalist dragged in medicine. So then the pharmacist explained the medicine, what its mechanisms were, why it wasn't suitable for him, and that the side effects were too high, and that was the reason for why that medicine was administered. And he also presented other alternative solutions that could be made, and then by the end of it, the patient had understood what was going right, and he left the pharmacist in a happy state.
And what did you learn from that?
I learned exactly how to treat patients and how to treat them according to their needs, and also making sure that as a doctor, you need to also not just diagnose them or prescribe medicine, but also understand where they're coming from, and make sure that if they have any queries or any problems, you make them understand where you're coming from and why you're making that diagnosis. It's also not only important to diagnose the patient, but rather make sure that they've understood what's going on, and that also increases the trust that they have in us, because as a doctor's duty, it's really, really crucial and important that you have the public's trust, because if the public's trust isn't there, you can't really just approve your medication, and they won't even come to you in the first place for treatment, and they're rather relying on alternative and non-conventional treatments that could actually harm the patient, and that can have adverse effects for the entire population.
Did this experience shape your decision to pursue a career in medicine?
Partially, yes, because I've always wanted to help people in the way that they're happy themselves and chose their needs. For example, the person that came into pharmacy, he was displeased, the self-worker was quite displeased with how current affairs were, and I would like to do this, have that same impact of making that person from in an angry state to after a peace state and actually content with the treatment that they're given. I want to make that same difference and close that portion everyone say.
I mean, what skills were highlighted in this situation, and why do you think they are important in the professional?
So empathy was at the forefront. He had to tell him that he understood that he was coming from, and he had to really put himself in the patient's shoes, and I think that's a really, really important aspect as a doctor, being able to empathize with the patients, to understand what their problems are. Another thing was compassion, and sharing and presenting solutions to their problems. That was really important as well. And also at the same time, maintaining professionalism and also maintaining that therapeutic relationship between the doctor and the patient.
Good, you did very well. One thing, I will start from the end of your answer. Right. Empathy and compassion, the two words what you have used, you should have waited for a counting, because you might not have counted it. You gave a very good answer in the beginning, but empathy and compassion are the basic requirements for all doctors. Empathy to your patients, empathy to your colleagues, compassion to your own juniors, seniors, your colleague, paramedical staff. So that came out only from there. Try to do it first. Number two, these questions are very common. So even if you have rehearsed it, don't talk too fast so that it looks like it is coming out that you have rehearsed. They want to make them feel, that's what diploma say, make them feel that you are thinking. If I was sitting there, I would say, yes, I remember during my work experience at the pharmacist, there was this patient, sort of as if you have been put on the spot. You have a genuine from your heart and soul, the proper experience is coming out. You have, even though you have rehearsed it in front of the mirror. Yeah? But it's good. Very good. Otherwise, thank you.
Thank you.
You got it.